afternoon, children. Today again we meet for the class. Today we will take up the central problems of an economy. Chapter 3 we have started. Already we had a discussion the previous day. This is the second video for your chapter 3. This is related to the central problems or basic problems of an economy. Now every economy faces certain problems. The level or way of tackling the problems may differ. For example, this post-pandemic, you can see the economies will be tackling the situations, the problems in the economy differently. But at present, all the countries of the world are struggling with the same problem. Same way, certain common problems are there for every economy, whether it be US or China, India, Japan, Nepal, Bhutan. The level may differ, or how they tackle the resource, how they tackle the problems, that can depend upon the countries, the nature of the countries. Capitalist countries leave it to price mechanism. Socialist countries are influenced by the government. On the other hand, the traditional economies were governed by customs. The same way, we will be discussing the basic problems of an economy. If you look at the basic problem, the first problem is what to produce. Every economy faces this problem. Problem of what to produce and how much to produce. Now naturally, you know that resources are limited. You cannot produce all the resources. So therefore, a country has to decide between consumer good or capital good. Country has to decide between civilian good and defense good, or may produce a combination of both. Now consumer goods, you all know, are those goods which are directly used by the people to fulfill their wants. Pen, pencil, copy, clothes, water bottle, table, chair, these are all consumer goods. Capital goods are processed. They are used by the producers in the further process of production. They are machinery. They refer to the tools, equipments that help in the process of production. They are directly demanded by producers. Now capital goods and consumer goods, likewise civilian goods and defense goods also are different types of goods. Depending upon the requirement, depending upon the situation, the civilian goods or defense goods are produced. Now at present, if you see, the government may think of allocating little bit resources more towards defense. Now all this would depend upon the pattern or demand, and secondly the availability of resources. Now what is the demand in the country, what the people want to consume, that would decide how much of consumer goods to be produced. Secondly, the availability of resources. You may want to produce defense goods, but you do not have the resources. You do not have iron, steel. Then how can you produce those tankers and missiles? The second problem that a country faces is how to produce. In this, a country will have to select between two techniques, and that is labor intensive and capital intensive. A country cannot adopt all the techniques. It would depend on the technical knowledge and availability of resources. For example, as teachers we were depending on chalk and duster method, isn't it? So that means the lack of technical knowledge. Capital is available in India, labor is also available in India, but the problem was the lack of technical knowledge deprived us from using these your laptops and all in classes, smart boards. We all are experiencing this. So the level of development of the nation, the technical knowledge will decide the country will be able to use capital intensive method or will be depending on the labor intensive method. What is labor intensive method? The method which uses more of labor and less of capital. So normally you will see that developing countries, the underdeveloped countries that were earlier there, all make use of labor intensive method because they are comparatively backward to that of developed nations, and it is the developed nations that make use of capital intensive techniques. The third problem is for whom to produce. Every country will have to decide for whom, which category of people they will cater to. They cannot meet up the requirements of all. So it would depend on the distribution of national income. Means who have the power to pay, to whom the money goes. The people will decide, create the demand. So the distribution of national income in the form of rent, wages, interest and profit to the people will decide for whom and which type of goods will be produced. Now the fourth problem that every country faces is the problem of full employment of resources. Full employment means resources being fully used. There are no idle resources, no wastage of resources, because it would mean that it's a loss to the country. Because if the resources are idle, for example, why do you think that we are continuously teaching? Don't you think that we could have simply waited for these things to be over? But no, a single day person without work is loss of manpower. That means, why do you think that this coronavirus and has gone, that the lockdown has opened? No, it's not that. It is because that economy was slowing down. The government has to look or take care of the economy too, along with the people. So for a certain period of time they followed the lockdown. After that they had to open up the economy, because the level of economic growth was going down, the production was falling, the people were getting unemployed. So that's why idle resources should not be there. There should not be unemployment. Every economy's motive is to fully use the resources. Next is the efficient use of resources. Efficient means full employment. You must have seen, many of you are attending online classes, but ask yourself, are you fully engaged, or you are simply seeing the video marking present? It is for you to decide. The same way it is applicable to us. When we attend the webinar series for teachers and all refresher courses, it's on us to decide that we want to really learn something, or we are just marking our presence over there. The same way, children, your resources, the country's resources should not be only fully used, but should be most efficiently used. How will you know that your resources are most efficiently used? The resources are allocated in such a way that is giving maximum output, and after that you need not produce. That means there are no chances of reallocation of resources. That is output, that is giving maximum benefit, maximum output. The last point, the last problem is the problem of economic growth. Every economy has to solve the problem of growth. Why? Because every economy will have to develop, and for the development of resources, they have to raise their productive capacity, they have to raise the income, they have to raise the availability of goods, and all indicate increase in per capita income. That's why when we define economic growth, we say increase in the real per capita income over a long period of time indicates economic growth. Means with the same resources, you are able to produce more. You must have seen the time doesn't change. 24 hours, you also get time throughout your life in a day. But what happens when you are a small baby? You are not able to do things so fast. You are not so quick. You are not so efficient. But as you grow, you become more self-dependent. You are able to handle situations well. So therefore, then you can manage your things. You can do simultaneously number of things. And that's why same is the case with an economy. That economic growth should happen in every country. Economy should progress. And how will you know the economy is progressing? When the productive capacity increases. With the same resources, it is able to produce more than it was doing earlier. Now, out of these 6 problems, these first three, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, these 3 are problems related to allocation of resources. And The last three are related to utilization of resources. So in the exam, if it comes, explain the problems related to utilization, so you will write, and the third is related to economic growth. This is related to economic growth of resources. So see in the question paper what they have asked. Have they asked explain the problems related to utilization of resources, or they have asked allocation of resources or economic growth? Accordingly, you will answer. Certain objective questions are also asked. What are consumer goods? What is the difference between labor intensive and capital intensive method of production? Now children, your work will be to read from the text. I tried to use the keywords that are given in the